You are a guest before anything else. Would you like to have a cup of tea? Thank you.
Mr. Padre is one of us speakers today.
He's taken a flight someday. He'll be after.
He'll be speaking after. In fact, you want to hear him. He's coming after. He's coming after you, just after you.
After the tea breaks. Okay.
So total 30 minutes. 15-20 minutes. I'll leave the questions more. We had that.
Just one thing. You want to take questions?
I would like to take a question. This for the main show. Can I do so? After Mr. Singh speaks, I go to speak. I will do so.
List of speakers, all thought leaders in their own right, most eminently known in India and abroad, and we aim for an intellectually stimulating and a fascinating morning and afternoon of listening to them. I'm sure you're all going to enjoy it. Before I leave the floor for the first speaker, may I take the liberty of telling you something about a journey here and how this was formed. Some of you must be wondering, what is Ideas in India? And to answer that question, I have to go back to the fundamental question, what is the idea of India? But therein lies the answer to the ideas of India. And to quote Mr. Akbar, the idea of India was a bold, brave, modern idea. In fact, some people say it was a reckless idea, a reckless experiment with nation building and democracy. If you see the context of time in which it was set and planned. Our founding fathers, when they were conceptualizing the dream and the idea of India, nobody gave it a chance of success. It was scoffed at. It's too poor, it's too diverse, it will balkanize, break up into parts, there will be military coups, and so on and so forth. But we proved all the prophets of doom wrong. Not only did we survive, we thrived. Every time there was a setback, we bounced back with more vigor, with more intensity, more resilient than ever before, looking forward. Why did this happen? This happened, we feel, because of the abiding spirit of India, the abiding spirit of the people of India, and the pluralities of ideas which shaped this nation. The number of stakeholders who got involved and said, this is my India. And that's how India was formed, and we moved on. We at Vision Initiative Private Limited feel that time has now come to stop trashing our country needlessly. Let us not be hypercritical about it. And let's look at the immense reservoir of good and positivity which is in our country. We must be positive, look forward with hope and aspiration, because the young generation is moving forward. A lot of journeys we were in our country, and it's about time we move forward with hope, belief, and self-confidence. I feel India's test with destiny, though delayed, is inevitable and cannot be denied. And therefore, we believe that we all can dream and have our own idea of India. And through this amalgamation of ideas in India, we shall move forward. We have launched this forum with the hope that tomorrow it shall become a movement to say, I love my India. And we shall, though aware of the warts and the shortcomings that are there, we shall still overcome and reach forward with your support and the various ideas of India. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you again for coming here, and we hope that you shall also share the dream of ours and the idea of India and move forward with us as we take the next step in taking this across the nation. Thank you very much. I now call upon Mr. Maruf Raza, the co-founder and my colleague and chairman of Vision Initiative, to come on stage and take the proceedings forward. Thank you, Maruf.
Thank you, General Sharma, and thanks to all of you who've made this effort to come in here on a cold morning and support this initiative. I'm not going to delve too much into the background to the ideas on India. It was an initiative that was conceived, it was supported by some of our friends here. There is a leaflet which gives it out. However, I would just a quick introduction for a man who needs no introduction in India and abroad. We are most honored to have with us the Honorable Shri Jaswant Singh Ji, Member of Parliament, who is a distinguished intellectual in his own right. Jaswant Singh Ji is a product of Mayo College, Joint Services Wing, National Defence Academy, the Indian Military Academy, and has subsequently held professorships and fellowships at Harvard and at Oxford universities. Mr. Singh is the author of more than a dozen books, most recently another bestseller in the making, India at Risk. He is a philosopher in his own right, and without further ado, may I invite you, sir, to kindly enlighten us on what is India.
must first express my gratitude to Madam Prasad for describing me in the manner that he has. After he described me in this fashion, I scarcely recognize my own self. I claim to know merit. I do claim to one merit, which is of having served as well as I could, serve the brothers of India, serve the Indian Army. I'm perhaps not that dying breed of those who went to Clementown to JSW, and from JSW we migrated to Karakwasla before Karakwasla had been fully built, and then came to Premnagar. And my wife still complained that even though you resigned from the army many years ago, you have not stopped being an army man. Now, I think the only person who can so criticize has to be a wife. I must also thank Madhu very much for insisting that I share thoughts with all of you, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished soldiers, and others who are in the room today. I claim to no distinct ability. I claim to no superiority. I am a student. I'm a student of current affairs. I'm a student of India's history and the evolution of India from what it was pre-47 to what it is now, post-47. I think the first difficulty that arises that we adopted a name constitutionally, India, that is Bharat. Now where did we leave and why did we leave Hindustan out? And why does the army particularly continue to say Jai Hind? So if we are saying Jai Hind, which is that Hind or Hindustan that we are applauding or praising? This resulted in a conceptual difficulty at the very beginning. We do say, because of this, we say Indian nation. But we cannot and we do not say Bharat nation. Indian nation is harmonious, Bharat nation is not harmonious. And what comes in between is Bharat Rashtra. And so that leads me to attempting to point out that the initial fracture of concepts took place here because we switched upon independence from Rashtra to nation. Rashtra is an ancient concept. Nation, state, these are concepts that really were born post the Westphalian Treaty. And it's only post-Westphalian Treaty that we had notions like nation-state. It's really European nation-state and its origins. Now, if Bharat is a Rashtra, then we must understand what our concept of Rashtra is and try and amalgamate that with the concept, which is a much more recent origin, of what a nation is. The Westphalian concept really is a European notion, which from where it grew up, the concept of nation-state. India is a non-territorial, cultural, entity is Rashtra. And it is because we had no notion of territory, we were a civilisational nation. Therefore, I find one very great difficulty, which is that pre-East India Company, there is not a single map of India that anybody can find. I have searched wide. These are drawings that you find of the Portuguese or earlier Arab drawings, which draw the contours of India, but no one has been able to give me a map of India